Start your day off right with a hearty bowl of enchantment O's. Brought to you by Lapis. Wait, where's my lapis? There we go. Okay. Enchantment time. Efficiency 4. Shut up and take my lapis. Oh yeah. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Hang. This is Pete Town as always. Today I'm running on the newest snapshot, which is actually a little old, 14 week 11b. And I'm just running around making a few minor adjustments because rail mechanics have changed drastically. You guys probably already know this, but there's a whole lot of things, arguably good and bad. For one, carts can go a ton faster, which is, I think, really good. But they're very complicated. For example, if they go too fast around a curve, they'll fly off in the diagonal direction. If they're coming too fast when they're going uphill, before they go uphill, like when they get right here, they'll hit this and stop and then kind of roll backwards, which is really frustrating. And just a few odd little quirks that kind of take a little bit of finagling for these older systems. I think I've got most of it sorted out, though. What I was just doing up here was taking out these blocks that are above the turn, because through a bit of trial and error, I found that if a block was still here, the cart could get hung up on it if it was going at top speed. So let me just stick that. Ooh, almost walked off. Let me just stick that block there, and I'll just show you guys what's going on. I've taken out the rest of these blocks right above these turns here, so let's start. This should be a good place. Well, great. Doesn't it always seem to go when you're trying to show something on camera? It doesn't happen. Anyway, which block was it? You'll just have to trust me, that's what was happening. So yeah, another thing, another little quirk to get around these issues. If you take out these, not take them out, but if you put a fence post right after the turn, like one block after, because when carts are going too fast, they'll fly off in a diagonal direction. This fence, I don't know if it aligns the cart back onto the rail or if it just prevents it from coming off in the first place, but you can go around this curve at any speed here, and your cart will not derail, which is very desirable since we'll be going at top speed, coming all the way from the bottom. The only thing I have left to fix is this issue where coming into an incline too fast will cause the cart to stop, and that's a little more difficult. For example, the idea with these levers here and these powered rails is that, for those of you who don't know, or just to refresh those who do, this mine is designed so that I can ship things back to the surface to automatically be sorted into chests via this chest cart here, which is loaded with the goodies. So let me just push it down and see if it works this one time. Yeah, see how much faster they are? It's awesome. Hey, that one went. Okay. Yeah, and the idea was I would hit these switches. They would all be off at first, so the cart, when it comes back, would stop here. I would dig this shaft, load it up, send it back, turn on this lever, so it would stop here, dig out the shaft, fill it up, etc. And I would turn the levers on as I go. The problem is, if I start the cart from here, it gets stopped on this powered rail. But without the powered rail, or the unpowered powered rail, it would be going too fast to make it up the incline. So there's got to be some finagling and some tricksies about for me to fix that. But I've got it working for players, and player detectors now completely work, which is very nice. Yeah, we're going a little too slow around that curve for my comfort, but it works alright. We'll get it figured. But yeah, I've made a lot of progress on this building up here on the surface side. There's the player detector. We can take a look at that here in a little bit. And I think we just missed the chest cart. Head back down. Yeah, it just headed down. So cool. Yeah, this is just a very simple player detector. I've got a wire running behind this block from this tripwire here. So when it's active, I hope you saw that, the rail turns. I've also got a wire that runs underneath the rail to the same junction, so that when let's get that off the rail. There it goes, it turns there, so that I don't get sent back up to the sorting system and suffocate. So yeah, things are looking pretty good here, except for that one issue with the rails down below. Oh yeah. This snapshot is not without its fair share of bugs, though. Alphonse here is, I believe he is actually, let's just push him and see. I put a, not harness, what are they called? A lead on him and put him, yeah. I think he is attached. I think the lead is just not rendering. That happens sometimes. It just doesn't show up. Yeah, he's totally attached to that still. So I think if I right click, it'll pop off, maybe? Maybe. If I break it? I'm confused. Well, there was a lead. Oh, yeah, here it is. And maybe now it'll show up. But the bit that's supposed to show up on the fence post is not rendering in for some reason. I don't know if that's just me or it's probably just the snapshot. So anyway, let's go over some of the changes I made around here. I raised the floor up a half slab so I could hide the wiring a little more effectively, and that's nice. I've started to work on this wall. I kind of had to kind of fake the roof a little bit. See that it's not quite symmetrical. But you know what? If you don't look straight up from there, then you don't really notice. So just pretend I didn't show you that. And I've got the roof mostly done. Whoa, God! That's okay. Well, it's not safe. That scared me. Death from above, sucker. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to work out lighting a bit because that is one place I don't want creeper explosions to happen. So yeah, let's take a look at the roof from the outside. I went with kind of a dome half thingy. It reminds me of the underside of a boat, really. Which the shape is good. I'm not convinced by the birch paired with the spruce. If I squint, it looks okay. I think it might be best to switch this out with quartz stairs and half slabs and such. I think that would be a better contrast. I think it would fit better with the snow, because right now this birch off-white, just the clouds and the snow, it just doesn't really fit super well. Not convinced, but it may grow on me, so I'll give it some time. And yeah, I've just finished up most of the walls and the windows and everything. We've got a doorway here. I'd like to put in something a little fancier there eventually, but it works for now, just to get in and out. And that's the first time anything's ever spawned on me in there. That creeper dropping on my head nearly gave me a heart attack. So, he wasn't even close, and I freaked out. Yeah. Anyway, oh, I have the book here. Huh. Funny. Do I need to drop off anything? I can stick that in there. And this junk in there. Cool. Yeah, so let's head on home. I've got some plans today that are going to be pretty sweet, I think. In the past world, I had this chicken farm design that I liked the idea of. The idea was that there was this cell where eggs would be automatically hatched into from chickens above, and it would drop the chickens after a certain amount of time onto fire blocks, or onto a flaming piece of netherrack. It's getting dark, so let's take a nap. I'm recording here. I don't want to deal with the baddies. Just carry the bed until it's nighttime. And so you would have this cool cascade of flaming chickens. And the farm itself, although the idea was cool, did not turn out to be the best, to be completely honest. It was really ugly because I never really figured out a good way to skin it. There were some issues where chickens would kind of glitch out of their cells and cause all sorts of leaking problems. So eventually the island that the machine was built on was overrun with chickens completely, and it was it was funny, but it was a mess, and it did not really work so well. But since then, that was a long time ago, they fixed the leaking issue, and I've kind of refined the idea a little bit in my head. So we can do that. And there's some other stuff I wanted to show you at the new base site that demands your attention. So I'm gonna wander through the forest until I figure out which way is home. Yeah, we kind of need a portal system. I think that would be a lot more convenient than jumping from tree to tree like a monkey. So yeah, I think we're almost there. But anyway, I'm gonna cut to home. I'll see you guys back at the base. Alrighty, guys, made it back safe and sound. There have been quite a few changes made, and I'll talk about. First, I feel like I should apologize for the brief hiatus between last episode and this episode. I went on vacation and was away from the computer for a little bit and wasn't able to record last week. So sorry about that. But we should be seeing more episodes more frequently. And in fact, I've hatched an idea to give me the time I need to upload maybe twice a week, if not more. So get excited. Anyway, yeah, there was a house being built here, as you may recall, for the pigs. It's been replaced with cactus. I actually tore down the house because I was trying to get a good idea of, feel the area out. Where all do I want to build stuff? What does the landscape kind of tell me to build? Like where to build, kind of levels and stuff to build. So this was kind of blocking the way. I've also cleared out a lot of the trees because they're not part of it. And I just wanted to see kind of what's going on in this area. Actually, I'll show you. Oh, by the way, the cactus I found in a desert, which is very far away. It took me a long time to find a desert. But we need cactus, and we have it now. So, yeah, there were a bunch of trees here. Remember, there's only a couple rules I have for this place, and that is the mushrooms have to stay. I can't clear away any of the naturally occurring mushrooms. And I kind of have to follow the general contour of the land and build things accordingly. So, how there's all these cliff faces, there could be rooms in the walls, there could be towers like here, maybe today. Ahem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, that's the only two rules we have. Other than that, it's let the creativity flow. So, yeah, this is speaking to me. Speaking to me very much. There's this nice big area up here. There's this kind of secondary level here. It's kind of like it bridges the gap between this and the ground. And then there's this area that's pretty large here, and this another rather large cliff here. So, yeah, I'm kind of seeing like this multi-tiered idea. So you could have like 3 different levels at least going on. One up here, one up here, and one maybe down here or here. I'm sure you can tell exactly what I mean when I wave my cursor around like this frantically. But hopefully you get the idea. Super pro move. Oh, yes. I've been working on it, guys. Getting a little better. So yeah, today is that chicken farm idea. I've actually got very few eggs, maybe? Eggs? Eggs? I have 1 egg. Okay. That's not great. I have a chicken, so... Okay, maybe we should start with a egg farm, so we can get that rolling in the background. First, we'll hopper it up. What I'm just going to do is stick a... how do you do this? How do you make a hopper? What am I doing? I can't remember. Give me a second. Wow. Okay. There it is. You'd think I hadn't built like a million of these before. It's like they say, when people are recording, they're just way dumber than they actually are. And that is true for me as well. So all I'm going to do here is just kind of stick... no, who cares where it is? Here? No. I care where it is. Just to make it easier on me, I'm just going to stick a chest in a hole. Dirt, because I am clingy to dirt. There we go. Okay, perfect. Can I get some glass? Glass. I'm so disorganized, and I don't know where my glass is. We don't need glass, whatever. We'll just cobble it up. Cool. So I'll just stick some chickens in there. Are we gonna get lucky with that egg? Egg. There it is. Great. Not great. Okay. I need a lead. That's our only source of eggs for now. We're gonna need a lot of eggs for this, just to get the farm rolling with enough chickens to produce eggs. See, the thing was, if you didn't see the last farm I made, the real limiting factor to that idea was that walk in the hole, buddy. I'll have to push him. It was that the eggs were produced from the chickens that were about to be cooked. So every time they were cooked, you would have to start over laying new chickens, and they had to go through the whole growing process before they would lay eggs. This farm is going to have a cell of chickens constantly producing. I think I got that lead off of him. It's going to constantly produce eggs so that we don't have that downtime at the farm. Ooh, I hear the darkness. And I think that's going to help the farm be a lot more efficient. Aha! First lay. I mean, of egg. Do not take that the wrong way, please. Don't need dirt in there. Okay, let's see if we can get a chicken out of this guy. I think the chance is 1 in 8. Yeah. Probably very low. Okay, anyway. I'll be working on that in the background, don't worry. No more of that on camera. Yeah, so let's check this out. I've actually got a box of supplies because sometimes I am organized. Bam! There's my glass. Okay, cool. Yeah. This is it. We're gonna need a few different components to this. The droppers I'm going to use for a timer, a 25-minute timer that will tell me when the baby chickens have grown up into their full-sized adult chicken counterparts. The dispenser is going to dispense the actual eggs. Of course, the hoppers are going to feed the eggs from the cell into the dispenser. The furnace is to measure how many eggs we've got in a chest. Here's the chest. The water, I'm not sure what that's doing there. Don't need water. We're going to need some netherrack and some flint and steel as well. Hopefully I have more iron for the cooking. This isn't, by the way, this isn't a super duper efficient farm. I know there are those out there where they they measure how many chickens are produced per hour. I'm not going to be gauging that kind of thing. This is going to produce food quick enough for me on just a single player world. And it's going to do it in a very fun way. And that's what I'm all about. And hopefully this will be something like you've never seen before. So, yeah. Do I have flint? Yeah, I do. Cool. Great. Awesome. Nice. So, remember how I said that I'd like the contour of the area here to kind of dictate where things go? Just talking about the whole base idea for now. When I start large projects, it's kind of daunting. I'm not really sure where to start. I don't know. You guys probably experience this too. It's just like, yeah, I want to build this sweet thing. It's going to be huge, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be massive. It's going to be epic. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's kind of what it's like right now. I know it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. It's going to be huge. And I have no clue how to start. I think the best way, for me at least, is to start with one thing at a time, one idea, build it somewhere, build another thing somewhere else, and then connect it. I'm not going to worry about building the whole thing, one fell swoop, because that's not possible for me. I can't do that kind of thing. So we're going to start with the chicken farm. That's going to be the first thing. It'll just get the ball rolling at least. So yeah, when I was looking at this, I'm just going to take a step back. Like I said, I want the landscape to tell me what to do, and there's this kind of big tower suggesting chunk of dirt in this mess here too, which is probably gonna go. It's not like I can really build anything out of this. It's like 2 blocks thick, so I think I'm gonna use that as just the guideline for where the chicken thing is going to be. It's highly visible, which is good because part of the fun is this is going to be watching the chickens. Hey, buddy, who are you? No one I know. Watching the chickens fall while on fire, which is going to be cool. A cascade of flaming chickens. Very sweet. So, let me just mark this area with a torch. Okay, cool. Yeah, and this is probably going to get torn down, but replaced by the chicken farm. So let's get rolling. And there we have it. Nice clear area. Just take out the center block, but actually I want to keep the torch there to mark the spot. Now I was thinking that probably what I want to do is build this backwards, as in from the bottom up. Wow, this is going to be tricky. So, let's see. It takes about 5 blocks. Let me use dirt to measure this. 5 blocks for 5. There we go. For flaming chickens to die, as in 5 blocks of vertical falling, because they kind of float softly. So, I'm not going to light that yet. That's stupid. That would be really bad. What I will do, though, is this. There we go. So actually we're going to start kind of in the middle. This is where the chickens will eventually fall onto, right here, onto this flaming piece of netherrack. And they'll light on fire. The trapdoors, which hopefully, I'm realizing, may burn. Hopefully they won't. I don't think they will. There we go. Will cause them to run frantically straight down this chute. So we'll have something down here that will catch the chickens and probably store their nice, deliciously cooked bodies. Yeah, so we'll just put some sort of chute here. I realized I kind of gabbed away a lot of our time, so I'm going to try to make this a little quick. Maybe something like this. Yeah. I'm going to do this off camera as well. Also, it's getting night, so I'm going to put the chute in here. Alright, guys. There's our chute. I've realized we're running out of time, but I really want to build this in this episode. So I think instead of taking all the time in the world to build each piece by piece on camera, I'm going to build each component individually and show you how that works, because I think it'll be a lot more visually recognizable and easy to understand down here piece by piece than in the mess it will assuredly become up there. So yeah, oops, I walked into the water. Okay, the first thing, there's about 4 different components to this. The first one is a dropper timer. It takes 5 minutes exactly for an item to despawn in this game. I don't have that much wood. I need more wood. Yeah, it takes 5 minutes exactly for an item to despawn. Using a dropper, you can use this to approximate pretty much 5 minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer, but that's okay. Using the item despawn. And wooden pressure plates will... We need 5 of these? Yes, sir. Perfect. Wooden pressure plates will tell you when an item is on top of it, which is nice. There we go. Let's do that, just to keep the item from going nutso. Hopefully this pig does not interfere. I don't know who he is or where he came from. So we'll just put a few items in there, or just one. There we go. Alright, so we've got a chain of droppers with items in them. Actually, you know what? I made a mistake. Okay, yeah, hold on. There's one more thing we need to do here. Oops, broke that one. Pressure plate back on top. There we go. And there we go. Good. Okay, so what this does is by default, they're powered. He is going to be a nuisance, isn't he? Where's my lead? Let me just kind of push him out, away. Stay away, buddy. Don't need you yet. Okay. Yeah, they're all empty now. Great. This will be good. You'll be able to see this a lot better from down here. I promise. Okay. We got stuff in there. All of them. Good. We're going to sing a signal to the first one. That, oh, it's because I took the thing off. When the item despawns, or when I take it away to simulate despawning, this torch here will turn back on, allowing this one to dispense onto the pressure plate, which does the same thing. Like so. And there we go. Each one is 5 minutes, right? It takes 20 minutes for chickens to grow up, but I need a 25-minute timer. I'll explain why the extra 5 minutes later. So that's one part of it right here, the timer. The next part is a clock connected to, how am I going to do this? Connected to a dispenser that will dispense the eggs into the growing and burning cell. So let's just, I don't know, who cares? Dispenser. Perfect. Put some repeaters like so there. Like that. Okay. Now to make this a clock, we can do something like this. Where we have, how do we do this? How do we do this? Let's see. We have this powered by default. This is taking a little bit. Let me go ahead and build this, and I'll come back. There we go. I knew I was doing something wrong. I had the piston on the on this side instead. But this is a timer I like to use. I think I kind of came up with it. I don't know. But it just uses this one tick clock that everybody loves so much. That's how it works. It pushes this block in front of this loaded with signal, bursting with signal repeater coming from this torch. The torch turns off at the same time the piston extends. Bam, instant clock. So that's the next component. Second component of this piece of the puzzle. The third one is pretty simple. We'll just have hoppers going into chest like so. This will be from the contain. Wait. That was right. What am I thinking? So comparators output a signal relative to the capacity of the container they're measuring. So that's probably the weakest signal possible. Yeah, it only goes one block. We're going to want a signal that goes, well, not a distance, but a strength of about 2/3 of this double chest. I picked this furnace because it's very easy to occupy that with 2/3 of its capacity. Just put something in two of these slots that is only stackable with one, as in these are stackable with 46 or 64. Tools are only individual; they don't stack, so that's perfect. That way, only when the double chest exceeds its 2/3 capacity, it's very dark, will this signal strength be outputted. And we'll do plenty of things with that signal that I shall explain later. I hope this doesn't feel too rushed. I'm just trying to get through this, and I don't want this to be 1,000,000 hours long, because I know you guys got stuff to do. So that is the next piece of the puzzle. The last part is, what is the last part? I have a stick. Oh, yeah, okay. Underneath the cell where the chickens are dispensed, we're going to have a sticky piston extended. That's just going to, I don't need to build that. All there's going to be is a sticky piston extended. There's going to be a block here. This is going to be inside here where I'm standing, is where the chickens who shall be roasted will be. Chickens will fall through as soon as the signal stops from there, so hopefully you get the idea. That was kind of rough example. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so now that you've seen all the components of this little machine, I'm going to kind of mix them up and work them like clay until they fit. I'm not going to do too much of that on camera, I don't think, because it's going to be a lot of really derpy trial and error on my part. And I know you guys have better things to do than to watch me screw around for a long time. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing that, and then I'll show you guys the progress in just a second. As soon as I kill the spider, because he is having problems. There we go. Much better. Okay. Chicken tower progress begin. And chicken tower complete. Oh yes, in all its glorious hideousness. This is the great chicken monstrosity of 2014. Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was to build all this redstone so far up in the sky, but it was a bad one. This is really kind of a pain, but it's done. And I think it works. And ooh, creeper guy. Hopefully he doesn't mess with us. It'll be a little while before we can totally stress test this because it takes a ton of eggs. But I can at least explain, hopefully, why it will work once we do get enough eggs. Oh no! I wish I could say that was the first time that happened. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, take two. Just picked up all the pieces there. Yeah, that was like the third time that's happened so far. In that exact spot too. I don't know what it is. I'm just having a hard time today. Anyway, it's not like levels are hard to get, but it's just a bit annoying. Where was I? I was about to explain this, wasn't I? Yes, I was. So, here's why it will work once we get enough eggs. Yeah, I guess this keyboard is a little cheap and old. So the combination of the two makes it kind of unreliable. Anyway, I'll just explain from the beginning how it works, start to finish. So eggs will be laid by chickens in the cell. They will go down the hopper here into this chest. Right now this furnace is set to 2/3, so 2 of these slots are at max capacity. There's only 3 slots, so 2/3. That's math for you. When this chest reaches just above 2/3 capacity, we'll send out a signal, which I'm realizing doesn't go all the way. There we go. A signal that will dispense 1 item from this dropper, which is currently empty because I forgot to fill them. Not a problem. I'm also realizing that items could pop out this way. There we go. Safe. Yeah, so it'll fall on that pressure plate. Let me just throw something in there just to demonstrate. Yeah, hear that clicking? So I'm also taking a signal from this pressure plate right around here to this timer. I set it to 2 ticks just to make it a little less annoying. But this is where the eggs will come. They will be dispensed straight down into this little holding cell here. This block is the floor that it's on. Keep in mind it's connected to that piston. So once the item disappears or is picked up, like I just did, it will stop. And like I showed before, the next dropper will drop onto this one, and so on for the next 20 minutes until we get here, the last dropper. This one will shoot straight down onto this pressure plate, which will do this. Absolutely nothing for 5 minutes. As soon as the item despawns, though, the floor is moved back just long enough for the chickens to fall onto their fiery death, and then into this collection chute right here. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole kit caboodle. Wow. That sounded so lame. Yeah, it's not really that complex. It just looks like a total mess because it is a total mess. But we'll definitely put on some nice skin around it. That'll make it look super pretty. Maybe in the theme of our fortress idea here in the future. Anyway, I'm going to collect some eggs for the next few days. I think it'll be quite a while before we can get enough chickens in that feeder cell up there to get some decent rates out of this. But once we do, it'll be smooth sailing. Whew. Redstone days are rough, man. They're fun, but... Ooh. We've got company. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Minecraft Hang. Keep your eyes out for more. Thanks for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time. Peace out.